podcast, play-by-play, pleb, ready to break this down. Outlanders patch. Yeah. Let's go. All right, 2 new heroes. First of all, let's have a look and break this down a little bit. Void Spirit. What does he do? All right, explain it to me. So, Aether Remnant. Dispatches a remnant aspect of himself to stand sentinel over a small area. The remnant appears in a single direction. Okay. Waiting to pull in and damage enemies that cross its gaze. Really? So can it just stay there infinitely, or is it like one use? What? 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 No, dude, this already seems broken on his Q alone. What the fuck is it? What? Voice Spirit temporarily fades into Aether, creating a number of portals through which he can reassemble himself and cause damage to enemies in the area where he... Okay, so you just choose, right? And then you got a bunch of... Dude, this guy has too much mobility and too much control already. Is that... Oh, what? No, don't tell me it's based on physics. It is. All right, Resonant Pulse. Void Spirit wraps himself in a protective shield that absorbs physical damage and emits a single damaging pulse around him. The shield gains increased damage absorption for each enemy hero the pulse hits. So basically, haha, go screw yourself, Meepo, not your patch. Back to slumber for you. And then Astral Step. Void. He consumes a charge to rip through reality into the astral plane, damaging all enemies along the rift path and inflicting it. Oh, that's what that one was. Okay, that's what that dash through was. It seems pretty powerful. Alright, so that's him. Let's have a look at Snapfire. Good old Snappy. Apparently this can be his support. So Scatter Blast, Snapfire unloads with a wide blast from a trusty scattergun that damages and slows enemies, particularly effective at point blank range. Ah, interesting. Yeah, it's kind of like a positional play. There's more value if you're this close. Nice. Fire Snap. Cookies. Cookies. Alright, what do these do? Cookie to more or an ally, causing them to hop a short distance. What? Dude, this is... No, that's going to be so trolly. All right, you're going to have to disable help straight away as soon as you get in game with this hero. Otherwise, you're going to be hopping in directions involuntarily. Wow. Actually, there's some like insane combos already off the top of my head. Like things like Pangolier, right? Where you shield crash forward and then you just hop again. And then on top of that, you damage and stun them. Whoa. Also, with Grimstroke, that's going to be pretty nutty. With the Ink Swell, you just hop in, you stun them, you hold them long enough that you've increased the stun, and then you just, boom, screw them over. Little Shredder unleashes a volley of fixed damage attacks with her... is this going to be a Javelin scenario? This might be a Javelin scenario. Yeah. With a Lizard mount of battle cannons, gaining rapid fire and bonus attack range. This is just reminding me of Pango too much. This is going to be a Pango scenario with Little Shredder. And I was going to show us next. All right, see what I mean? It's gonna, dude. You gotta troll them. Wait, they've made map changes. They've made map changes. That area they just show on the map. But yeah, look at that. You're definitely gonna javelin the crap out of this. And then finally, the ultimate. Oh, what's this? Dude, we arty now. We artillery. Yes. Yes. All right. Impacts on the ground, linger on the ground. Yeah. That's gonna be awesome. All right, so let's get to the change. Let's get to the big stuff we are gonna be familiar with. Each player now has their own choreo. What? All right, guys. We are officially changing it up. No longer is it Dota Ranked Standard. It is Dota Turbo Ranked. It has arrived, baby. It's time. Why? Why have we got Dota Turbo mode? Choreo now gains levels when your hero gains... What? Oh my god, what? Alright, dude. Everyone's gonna have to learn to micro a little here because I'm pretty sure I saw something about waters just went down. Oh my god, this is already like... What the hell? I don't even know what the changes are. Oh, I forgot to post out about being live, so that was pretty bad. I just like... I'm gonna have to prep myself for this list of stuff because it's just gonna be ridiculous. Oh... I just... Number crap already. Alright. What is this? Like, oh, so I'm just like, you know, there's gonna be a series of little kind of clippets and snippets that need to go the way. Oh god. Alright. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I'm ready to read the busted stuff because there's going to be a lot of it here. So we're going to go down and we're going to have an insane look at the goodies. Also, has the download started? It has. All right, I'm going to... how long... No, we can actually limit to 3 just to make sure it doesn't hurt the stream at all. It shouldn't anyway. But like, it'll be done in time. Right, so... we have now gone to micro levels. Everyone's going to have to learn the micros, going to learn Chen in their own special way by dealing with their courier alone. Your courier levels up now. The movement speed has been reduced from 380 to 275 to balance out the fact that everyone now has a courier. Like, what? What? How did we get here? Also, move this across. This is a special patch, chat. This is a freaking special patch. And this is 7.23, dude. The courier changes alone, I'm already willing to say, no, this is 8.0 right here, sir. So, courier health now reduced from 75 to 70. Makes it a little bit easier to tap down earlier. Just, cock the gun, blow his brains out. Courier now provides 85 GPM while it is a... oh, okay. So... the base GPM you got was like 91 wasn't split between them, right? That's like what it's saying you got on your own, right? That's the passive gold. So when you're dead, you no longer get passive gold, if I'm not mistaken with that. That's actually a pretty big change. Like, you think the type of scenarios where you're like clutch close to having buyback, you're like 10 gold off, but you're going to tick up naturally. That's not going to happen anymore. So you're going to have to be really wise about your buyback, your ability back. Courier passively gains 10 movement speed, 10 health, and 2 GPM increase per level. Oh, wow. So... you're going to scale up nicely. Like, XP talent heroes could actually become pretty nuts, seeing as, like, the couriers match. Especially with the talents provided reading to. So, courier gains flying movement at level 5. Huh. That's interesting. So, you can... dude, you know how you're going to play these early games, right? You're going to snipe out the 5's courier every time. Like, when he's got woods coming out, because he's going to be under level. It's going to take him a while to get to 5. So, you can just look to exploit that and just keep taking shit away from him. That's pretty fucking scary, actually. Courier gains speed burst active ability at level 10. Wow. Here's the interesting one. Ability to use wards at level 50. Dude. Vision's gonna be so bonkers. Oh my god. I'm just imagining the amount of people standing on the spot as they micro their couriers and just screwing up constantly because of it. Alright, 20, you get the shield. Gains ability to use items in... oh. Sorry, I'm just thinking what the date is. Did we fast forward towards April? Because this, like, half of this reads like a freaking prank right now. Like, couriers are going to be able to use items at level 25. So, just for those wondering what the most typical use for a courier at 25 is going to be, meteor hammers. Meteor hammers. Yeah, just think about it for a second. Just think about the late game scenario. Just think about the nature's profit effect provided by every freaking hero under the sun now. That's pretty nuts. Is the stream freezing? Why is the stream is... like, we're losing shit tons of frames here. We shouldn't be. It's a bit weird. It's been a bit funky. Let me double check, because the download speed should be pretty... yeah, it's not hefty. I don't know why the stream's being a little bit buggy, but... yeah, seriously, just think of the 25 impact. I hope there's like a mana associated with the courier. Otherwise, people just go spam meteor hammers. Like, you can just think of the cycling on buildings you can do with that. Just split them up across the lanes. You push in the base. You push in the lanes. Like, it wouldn't be bad if couriers didn't have flying. Like, this is the thing. Because they're flying, just imagine the tree and protect the split push factor amplified. It's the same sort of thing that's going to occur. Oh my god, I just thought about Dagons. Please. Please, Ice-Frog, tell me that the courier and the hero at least share the cooldowns. Because if they don't... oh no, even if they did... oh. Another food for thought. If they did share cooldowns, does that not mean that Tinker could rearm to rearm his courier? And if you just fly a courier around with a Dagon, can you not, without actually risking your own life, just kill people constantly? Dude, there's so much to be tested here. The theory crafting around courier usage is just... I'm I have no, like, my brain is going a million places at once here. Like this, the choreo change, like you could actually have no changes to heroes at all, and the choreo changes alone are just incredibly ridiculous. Like the amount of changes it brings. I just, I'm trying to think. Like, we're gonna have to test. Oh, wait. Return Corey return items ability will now cause the Corey to return home, even if it doesn't have any items. Okay, so that's respawn time changed. Okay, that thank God. Team bounty is what? All right, so I think that's higher now. It should be higher, I think. Super early on, it might not be, but otherwise it will be. Corey vision, understandably reduced by a decent amount. Has to be. It's like this level 25 Corey thing. All right, let's continue on. All right, we'll come back to Corey's later because we're gonna be like theory crafting and practicing and doing all kinds of things over the next several days. Observer was no longer cost gold. Round of applause, fives everywhere. They're freaking cheering. They've taken their freaking shirts off. They're running around. They're throwing them around the party. They're having a good time because now finally support will be able to have at least one item by 40 minutes. And boots by 20. And you don't need a GPM talent to achieve those goals. I might actually 5. Wow. Heroes now start with free wow. Hey, you know, all those noobs in my games, like, sorry, no TP. No excuse now, buddy. No excuse. Free town portal scrolls. Holy shit. Dude, it looks like they're going out of their way to try and level field the differences between cores and supports in terms of relevance through active capabilities via the courier, via gold that is actually available to you. They're trying to actually like thin that difference between the two, which I really like, because it kind of feels like unless you 5 constantly, it's really awkward to go in 5 after a few games, right? Because you're like, I'm not going to have any items. There's pressure on the whole. I'm going to spend my money on these observer wards and screw them up anyway. And it's like, it's a double loss. Like when you get dewarded, someone else is getting gold and you're essentially losing gold value on the map, and they're getting XP as well. So this is interesting. Gold earned from killing an observer ward will now always be given to the player that bought the true site. Yes! Even more likelihood to play 5 now. All right, so this is just, more than anything, this is the... Well, actually, there's 2 opposite ends to this, right? So, like, the highest level, typically, you wouldn't be surprised to see, like, a professional player 5 allow his 1 with his Chrono Blade quickly just cut down to give him a little bit extra XP and a little bit extra gold. Because it's like, you're basically... If you think about it that way, what you're doing is you're essentially exchanging your gold into their gold, right? It's like, it's a type of mechanic that we don't like seeing. It's the reason things like the kind of ring of health strats were removed, because it's dirty as all hell, right? Just imagine those scenarios where you can invest your gold into another teammate. It's a little bit nuts. So that's one use. But then for us typical pub scrubs in our typical, you know, ancient, divine, legend, wherever the hell you're at on the Spectrum games, you know how this goes. You place down a sentry, one of your freaking cores, he just happened to have a Chrono Blaze, like, chop! And you just look at him, you're like, I'm not warden anymore. Well, now we'll chop it down. You'll say, thank you very much, sir. You saved me buying a Quelling Blade, and I still got what I wanted. Okay, so heroes that have recently applied damage or debuff on an enemy hero that dies are now considered part of the... Yes. Oh, that's good. Dude, this was horrible. Like, when you die, and you've done most of the damage, and you're like, okay, not being calculated into the assist goal here. Thanks, game. So that's a good change that needed to happen. It's called distribution multiplier for net worth ranking factor in the area is changed from multiplying based on the heroes in the area to globally. Oh, what? Oh, I think that's basically to balance out the fact that you can actually like get assist gold now when you're not in the area. So it's like equating your net worth into the calculation now. Whereas if this change hadn't occurred, and let's say you're a Zeus and you got that assist gold, even though you're nowhere near the kill, you wouldn't affect the gold distribution in like an even way. Like, it would just be additional gold given out on assist compared to the old system, if I'm reading that correctly. Net worth ranking factor of gold changed from 1.3 to 0.7 to 1.6 to 0.4. Okay, so this is basically designed to make it so that when you're further behind the person in terms of net worth, you get more gold. It's kind of like if I'm reading this correctly, the way around they put this, basically comeback gold is a bigger deal now. Whereas before, it was like you were getting more even if you were similar net worth. Now you get less if you're similar net worth. Or lower. Or sorry, higher net worth than the person you kill. Right? So it's basically, it's meant to balance this logic. Like in theory, right? If someone has 10k net worth less than you and they kill you, they should get more. That's what this new formula will do. But if you kill someone who has like 5, 6, 7k net worth less than you, you'll now get less than the old system. Map layout redesign. Pog! Alright, I'm going to enjoy looking at this. Both ancient camps are now on the opposite side of the map from... Alright, that's good. Actually, that's good. I'm glad they made that shift to begin with. Because there were already too many advantages to Radiant. And one of the big ones was playing around that triangle and defensive. And when you're in the aggressive, you take control of the Dire's primary jungle, right? So now you're forced in a scenario where there's more activity in the bottom right corner of the map. This was actually one of the big problems, is that no one really wanted to be there past like 20 minutes because your focus should be around Roche. So you're shifting the other side of the map by introducing ancient camps down there. Now there's a priority to go farm down in that area for both teams. And because they're on equal sides, I think what you're going to now see is a lot more contesting around the ancient camps because now both sides have a heavy investment, especially for their stat clearers, because you can find more gold in that quadrant. That side of the map, shall we say. Because now there are equal amount of ancient camps in each area, and they're probably going to be 2 triangles, I imagine. When I open up the game, it's going to be 2 triangles, right? So you're going to actually work your ass off to try and secure that area. And now you actually have to make a very hefty decision at certain points in the game, which is, do we play around the Roche pit where there is less like financial gains, like where there's less gold available on the map at a given moment, or do we play around farming down in this area, but as a result surrender control of the Roche pit? It's interesting. So respawn, we'll go here. Heroes can now level. What? All right, we up to 30 now, boys. Let's go. Wait, that means my courier can't do anything for level 30. Where's his level 30 talent? Come on, dude. Once you get a level 30, you unlock the entire talent. Think about heroes where you had to make a tough choice, where you had to choose one direction or the other, and you were locked in. And that was a conscious choice you made across the game, and that was part of your balance. Perfect example I'll give you is Lina. Think about Lina for a second, guys. As you level up Lina, you make a choice, right? Whether you amplify your magical damage or whether you go as a right clicker. All right, so usually, like, magical damage Lina is cast range, light strike array, then you go spell amp, then you're probably looking at Dragon Slave cooldown. Now you get level 30, and it's like you reached a point, you should in theory be pretty slow by the time you're hitting 30, right? And you might have actually started to shift your build, like you've done the synthesized ags. Now you start building a right-click item or 2. You got like Daedalus, whatever. And you're like, damn, I wish I didn't just have Spell Amp but 20 as a perfect example, or the cast range at 10. Now you're gonna get both. This is interesting. It's gonna really like kick crap up. If the average time of games goes super late, I'm just thinking heroes like Lina is a perfect example where you no longer would be punished for going for like an early mid-game kind of focused build. Like, don't get me wrong, Lina scale is fine, but there are heroes you can think of where you take certain talents. It's clearly targeted around me ending the game at X or Y timing, right? I'm looking to be ultra aggressive, take control of the map early on. Now with that change, there's a kind of rebound point, right? Where for a while, yeah, you'll be punished for that build if you don't meet your timings. But if you drag the game out late enough, you rebound. You just hard rebound and you come back in. That is going to be pretty interesting. Like super late games, I'm going to be pretty hyped for the games we're going to get. Dude, this is already exciting me to kind of cast some of this stuff. Let's have a look. Respawn time does not increase past 25. Okay, thank God for that. I was about to say that would be the one thing that would actually ruin it, because to be totally honest with you, respawn timing at 25 is pretty absurdly long. If the enemy team can't do something in that time, that's usually their fault. There are rare exceptions when you're like, oh yeah, Tinker kept lanes pushed in, but they're people down. You should be making plays at that point. And there's no point I should be on the sideline longer, because let's face facts, we've been there, we got to level 25, we're on the sideline the whole time, we're yawning, we're bored, and we're like, dude, I'm just gonna open up Tetris or some crap while I wait. But XP bounties max out at level 25, so they're making it pretty hard to get to level 30. Like, considering level 30 is as good as having another item and beyond, right? It makes sense. Spell immunity no longer grants 100% magical. What? What? Okay, so all spells that are able to pierce spell immunity now deal damages. Oh, okay. I get you. I get you. So magic immunity is still like there, or spell immunity is still rather there. It's for these spells that pierce spell immunity, right? BKB will no longer make you take no damage. So, as a perfect example, Primal Roar, the damage will be done. Or another good example would be Dismember. I believe Dismember's damage doesn't occur. I might be wrong on that. Usually it's so negligible you don't notice it. If you're BKB'd, right? So I'm trying to think the best example. Magic Missiles. Magic Missiles are a perfect example. Actually, this actually might end up being a Venge patch. Just think about Vengeful Spirit. Think about how much she loves the idea of level 30 eventually as well. It's like a bonus on the side. Because look at all your talents, right? Magic Resistance is nice. The armor's nice. Agi and Wave of Terror on both sides, good. Magic Missile, like this is the thing. You usually get to 20. You have to make this critical choice between being this right-clicking kind of build or just being this kind of, stun control. But now you're going to get up here, 25. You're going to get spell immunity. And eventually you can come back and get the Magic Missile damage. That's a perfect example. Like 400 damage plus on that. There you go. It's a 725 damage nuke if you get to level 30 with this hero that will hit a person and will hurt even if they have a BKB active. That's pretty nuts. And that is going to be pretty interesting. If something pierced spell, there you go. Pierced spell immunity before and was magic damage, it will now do damage. There you go. Look at that, guys. I already summed it up for you. I mean, they summed it up quicker, but I gave you an example. And everyone likes examples. We've removed the side shot. I mean, come on. To be honest, we kind of expected this. For a few patches now, we have seen a rampant decrease in anything being available from the side shop. Plus, you just introduced everyone having couriers, so it would be really, really weird if you kept side shops, I think. So that's fine. Like, if they had taken away side shops and not given everyone a courier, then I would have been like, what? All right, Offlane has just done this game, but now it's good. Bot being removed from the secret shop makes a lot of sense as well. With the introduction of new couriers, like, it just makes sense to strip a lot of this stuff away. Hold on a sec. All secret shop items are now exclusively in the secret shop. This means Ring of Health and Voice Stone are no longer in. Hey, okay, that's interesting. I mean, that's fair as well. I think there's a certain amount of items that you could get away with not having to visit the secret shop. So now there's a little bit more risk to these items. Like Ring of Health and Voice Stones build into a lot of pretty effective items. Perfect example, like straight off my head, that I always think of is Lotus Orb. Like Lotus Orb is the go-to one that I always say, yeah, this item is like freaking amazing. You'll notice if you ever watch me stream, I build this on so many heroes because it's so good. But it's like, look at this Vanguard, another perfect. Like, this is the thing as well, these two items. You build into your Crimson Guard eventually and your Pipe. And both of these items are pretty powerful. They're pretty popular and they're regularly built, especially on offlaners. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal for offlaners as they are going to be situated close to the secret shop in the early stages of the game. And should be around them as the game goes on. It's just like these other items as well. Yule's pretty powerful item. Sheepstick doesn't really need an intro. And Aether Lens. I'm fine with this. This is good. I like the fact that you actually have to do that. That's actually confusing for a lot of players as well. I remember when I first started playing the game, I was like, but why can I buy this secret shop item from the bait? So that's a good change. I like that. I like the condensing things down. They're in some ways simplifying it, and it has to be done around this whole courier interaction. I do like the fact that they're keeping the secret shop relevant, because with the introduction of everyone having a courier, you worry that the secret shop loses its relevance, and it's a big part that plays in games, right? You think about when you're up against the wall, you're losing the game really hard. You're in your base, you're a sniper, you're holding well, but you need your Divine Rapier, right? How stupid would it be if you could just get a Divine Rapier? Now you actually have to commit to go get it. The interesting thing I want to test, actually, on that thought process as well, we each have our own couriers, but can only our couriers carry our items, or can other people's couriers carry items as well? Because if they can, that leads to some interesting risk-reward factors that I don't like around trying to get the courier in to get a Divine Rapier, where if yours fails, someone else's can do it, right? But also, that leaves it incredibly exploitable, because if everyone else can use your courier, imagine the scenarios where you just funneled out regen and your support immediately sees that regen's burst and wasted and instantly brings you out more regen, right? It's halving the travel time, and it just turns us into the old courier style with the haste mode, which was not liked by most people. So hopefully your courier means your courier and no one else can use it. Also, that just gives the like bonker weird interactions where someone else could like, if you can channel a Meteor Hammer from a courier and someone else can control the courier, then theoretically the courier can move while the Meteor Hammer can be channeled because someone else is in control of that unit or some weird interactions. So I assume you can only use the courier if it's your courier. Tier 2 towers increased health. Sure. I mean, this is fine. I feel like the tier 1s were a lot more important than tier 2s. A lot of people might disagree with that, but the reality is like the tier 1s opened up access to your jungle and gave map control away to your opponents on a much wider scale than tier 2s. So making tier 2s harder to just drop makes a lot of sense to me, and it should slow down these rapid pushes into a high ground. Like the escalation factor that occurs after all your tier 1s are gone on the map, I find, is much more drastic. So the tier 2 should hold for longer, which should give you a little bit of rebuttal and a little bit of space to actually try and get back in the game. And yeah, the multi-shots from 2 to 4. Pog. I mean, it's fair. Like, glyphs, you know, they are a long cooldown. So I'm actually 100% fine with them bursting away. It just kind of makes sense to me. Improved input processing to feel snappier, as well as some rare input drop bugs. Okay, just some optimization. Denied towers now give half the bounty to the team that denies it. And half the... Okay, that is actually cool. So this is another example of where, like, if you actually look at most of these changes so far, it's all about escalation. Like, while we're allowing the game to go later, we're trying to actually ramp up the speed at which people gain gold, at which people can get their items on lanes. We're basically trying to minimize or strip away the time where people are not active, right? And that's another thing that comes into effect with the denied towers aspect. By rewarding someone for denying towers by giving their team half the gold, it escalates them. But if you think about the way they're doing this now is like the other team, instead of just getting 0 on an easy deny, they'll now get half, right? So both teams escalate is the point. And it kind of evens the ground on difference in tower gold gained. Whereas before, if someone's really good at freaking dying and you took the tier 1s from them, like the gold difference is just ridiculous at a very early point in the game. So this is all about equal escalation, but it's actually an obvious gain for one team, right? Because one team is getting gold where they normally shouldn't. But the end goal is always the same. It's always escalation. This is kind of a regular theme across the board with game development in general. Esports titles have tried this a lot more. I believe StarCraft 2 was trying it excessively. And what it is it's targeting lower finish times, right? It's this whole idea that people have less time. So if you actually want to keep your more casual audience instead of just your hardcores, you want to try and optimize your product to run as quickly as possible, in that you want the game to be as quick to the high and then like introduce the possibility of end as fast as possible. It's why games like Call of Duty are incredibly popular. It's why mobile games typically versus other players last 5 minutes per session. It's this whole idea that as a wider audience emerges, you realize that audience has less time to commit. They can't sit there and do a 3-hour raid, right? Whether it pays off, we'll see. But I like the idea that they're escalating across the board and they're allowing things like supports to actually flex and do things from a gold investment standpoint earlier on than what it previously was on the older patches. Siege damage against heroes increased from 85% to 100%. Okay. I mean, that's just catapults hurting more. I don't think that should change much. I'm trying to think what else is siege. It's mainly just catapults. So that won't really change too much. Like, it's not even against creeps, right? So creeps won't take additional damage. It's another weird one about that. Fountain damage increased. All right. Yep. Just try and stop those fountain divings. And now has 20% accuracy. So it doesn't always hit? Or are we saying... I'm trying to figure out which way that is. Is it saying, like, it's just boosted its accuracy against evasion? No, because evasion... So, I don't know. They've turned the fountain into a stormtrooper, apparently. Weird decision. So, I was about to say, yeah, we're stopping fountain diving. Maybe not. We just made fountain diving more RNG. Ha! Yes! Is that the one? That is the one I'm thinking of. Dude, I said... You know what? So, for those that don't know... How do you even spell, dude? Natural. No, neutral. So, for those that don't know, don't follow me on Twitter or whatever the hell it is, I made a comment that they needed to not nerf Chen. Maybe they will still, but they needed to nerf Centaur courses. And I believe I said something along the lines of, If they do not nerf Centaur courses next patch, I will eat tuna sandwiches dipped in tomato soup or some crap like that. Not really the most advised thing to eat. And I won't have to now because I was right. God, it feels good. Feels good to be right. So the ore is no longer stack. That might just be enough in itself. You can still get one, but it's not like ridiculous to the point that if you're a Chen, you just basically get a free pipe for your team. So see, Stormcrafters, max mana reduced. No surprise there. Mana regen increased though. So this is the whole idea that across the duration of you having them, they should be able to do a similar amount of spells, but they shouldn't be as spammy at the beginning. The problem that was carrying is things like Enchantress and Chen would take the Harpy Stormcrafter, and it's just a disposable creep immediately. This forces you to invest in it if you want the full value. Neutral Mud Golems, no surprise, bold damage reduced. Like early on, basically early on, if you're a Chen, you are looking for Stormcrafters and Mud Golems. And then later on, you're looking at things like you're looking at the courses as a perfect example. And then you're also looking at things like Centaurs. Dark Troll Summoners are like a mid-ground in between that have certain uses. I think their timings are a little bit awkward. And usually you feel like you need to get them early enough to justify the use of the skeletons to push. Which, by the time you're at the point where you're getting them, you're probably just better off getting more Mud Golems or changing to Centaurs. The Ghosts, move slow has been... okay. So, all I'm gonna say with this, without spoiling too much, because this will really come into effect as we go down, because I think like the neutral... Like, Ghosts are actually pretty strong already. If you use Chen or an Enchantress and use a Ghost on someone, like, you can actually get First Bloods and so on with that stuff if they're nowhere near the tower. So the thing that I was gonna like leave to analyze this longer is further down. When we reach Doom and I see his changes, I'll talk more about this then. Ball Assassin debuff now applies 35% regen reduction. Okay, that is interesting. So I think Vol Assassins might actually have a use. The only concern I have is they're not going to be like tanky enough maybe to just like justify Helmet Dominator being used on them or all this other stuff. But if you think about that against certain heroes like an Underlord or Pudge being the perfect example, 35% reduction on the lane alone, like it screws your ability to lane anymore. So Pudge's counter might start being Chens and Enchantresses and the likes. Like I can actually see them be very effective against Pudge picks now. As Pudge off lane, once you reach level 3, he's about as unkillable as a Timbersaw at that point in the game. Actually, he's more unkillable than Timbersaw because he has better stats. Centaur Conqueror, War Stomp, cooldown reduction. Yep, that's fine. That's once again that'll come into Doom. Like this is the thing, you actually have to look at these and think, sure, it's obvious for Chen, sure, it's obvious for Enchantress. You have to think about Doom as well. Doom's actually a really big one. Also, heroes that build Helmet Dominator like Darkseer, like the Darkseer's gonna love this change. Like you could actually, you get in, you get Stomp, you've got the Iron Shell on already, right? You surge forward and you're just about ready for another Stomp. That's actually big. These as well. Like this needed to happen because I think Dark Troll Summoners were kind of like starting to turn to the most useless of the creeps you could get. So yeah, they're just looking to maybe buff Helmet Dominator a little bit because it has fallen off in popularity. I think it will come back anyway because now that you have your own courier committed to you as an offlaner, especially, you just want to get that for the regen. Like that was part of the reason you bought it before is because you went to the side shop, you grabbed the ring, it just built in naturally, it gave you good regen. Now you can do that anyway because you can get the courier to bring it out. So I think in conjunction with the changes to courier and the changes to a lot of these neutrals, it's very likely that we see an increase in the amount of Helmet Dominators being built now. Which I'm fine with because, I mean, it felt like that item completely disappeared. If you weren't a Lycan, you probably weren't building it. Even as a Darkseer, like, some games you see them just go, I need a mech instead. Usually you still get it on him, but it was more because as a Darkseer, you didn't really feel like you had any other item that made sense. Not as much as, man, this item feels broken on me. Alright, Fun to Hide. War Drums Aura no longer provides attack damage bonus. Instead, it provides accuracy and attack speed bonus is being increased. Okay. So, as the game goes on, and you think about when you can actually finally get your hands on these Ancients, think about how this functions a bit like an inbuilt MKB for the team against things like PA. It's actually pretty lethal if you think about it in that manner. Like, it's not a full counter, but you're getting to a stage where you're countering Phantom Assassin just by getting a creep. I'm going to be interested to see how lifesteals function in this as well, because if once you have the Radiance, like once you're immediately after Radiance, you don't mind sitting in a creep for a while. And it used to be that you got the big Golem, right? You just got that big Golem, you're unkillable. Thunderhide might be the go-to now. Against evasion heroes anyway. Because you can you do decent right-click damage. And it's an aura is the other important part. Like, keep that in mind. It's not just you, it's anyone around you as well. Who knows, guys? Maybe Kuro's lifesteal support will make a return. Okay, that would actually... Let's not. I still remember that. They had literally one game, and then immediately they went, okay, no, this has to be nerfed. Time to change stuff. Oh, man. All right, let's keep looking. Yep, no surprise there. Slow now works against ranged units as well. Attack slow increased. Basically, they had to reduce the armor because there have been examples of teams, like especially Chen ones, where they just spam the armor on everyone, and it was impossible for their opponents to find them. I can recall a few games like that, especially TNC run those type of games, before they moved across to the cloak aura stacking. They were just at a stage where they would scream people because there was just too much armor, and the enemy can burst through them. Oh, what? New buildings. Outposts. Two of these on the map. Located where the side shops were previously. Ooh, I'm feeling off lane buffs. What have we got? Right-clicking to channel, it takes 6 seconds, and then you gain control over the outpost. Converts faster with more allies channeling. Having control over an outpost grants you bonus XP upon initially capturing it. What? What? Oh my god, what have we just turned? What have we just turned the outer lanes into? Oh my god. Dude, this is like... I mean, it's not an exact comparison, in fairness, but it's kind of like imagining going from playing Call of Duty's Team Deathmatch to playing Call of Duty's Domination. That's what we've just done. So now you get XP for taking over these things, these outposts on the sides, the lanes, and it does take 6 seconds. Now, I am already concerned that Ogre Magi is going to have the easiest job out of anyone on the laning phase, as he will just stand there, take it, and if you try and take it, he's going to beat the crap out of you, and by the time you start attacking him back, he would have regened all the damage you would have done to him. So that's going to be interesting to see. I think it's interesting because it's kind of bringing everyone even again. You know, I was talking about with the fact that like XP distribution, gold distribution, everyone getting their own core, all these type of things. Like it was kind of, especially on the GPM front, it was evening things out. This now, in theory, should even out the XP distribution, so it's not just mid snowballing ahead. I think like with this type of introduction, you might see less examples where mids just take over the game, especially in your pub games where you've had plenty of them, right? Where the mid is just out of control. Your mid lost it. He died like 3 times in the lane, and now the game is completely out of your favor, and it's hard to come back, right? By injecting more XP into the outer lanes, people keep an even ground, and the timings on people hitting 6 will probably be quite similar, in theory. It's going to be interesting the 5-minute intervals of the game clock. Is that everyone in the team getting XP as well? That's another thing I'm thinking about. Or is it just the person who captures it initially? I believe it's going to work so that whoever's in range will get the XP. I believe it tells us down here, so we'll get to that now. Just finish off with, it also provides your team unobstructed vision, all right, for rewards, and allows you to TP to it. This is a big deal. Just think about this for a second. So opponent tries to dive you at your tier 1 tower. You TP one of your teammates there, which offsets them and forces them to retreat. But because they didn't take the outpost, another one of your supports TPs to the outpost, they're definitely dead. Okay, no. Dude, I'm getting a... Oh, God. I know purge feels. I mean, I've done these type of things before, but I'm getting the purge feeling. Like, forget what I said. It's the first 10 minutes of the game. I mean, obviously, you know, people could still be pushing tier 1s after 10 minutes, but this is a big deal that it's not super early. So I think this more as a catch-up for the outer lanes then. It's interesting they're dragging attention away from the tier 1 tower in the mid by doing these type of things, and it makes sense why, because typically you want to try and focus a rotation to the tier 1 mid around the 10-minute mark and break it as quickly as possible to open up the rest of the map. This is going to force your attention to the outskirts of the map and then force you to take maybe less desirable tier 1 towers. Or you see teams go for the outposts, and then there's a trade from their opponents to take their tier 1 tower. So it's opening up more trade opportunities. The XP bonus is 25 squared by a minute, squared times by a minute for each player. So it goes to everyone. Okay. So if someone else captures it, everyone gets it, right? So this is basically like bounties for XP. And it gives true sight. That is actually a big deal. Wow. I need to see the location of the outposts. I'm getting a feeling that Sand Kings are going to be pretty depressed about this patch. Only gains XP bonus once per period, regardless if you have 1 or 2 outposts controlled. Okay. Wait, so you don't get more XP if you control both, you just deny your opponents, I think is what it's saying. Which is fair. Takes 6 seconds to teleport to it. Shares the delayed TP duration mechanic. Wow. Okay, so the second person to TP to this is going to be waiting a long time. They might as well just go get a drink. And then come back and they'll be in position. Neutral items. Neutrals now drop. What? This is just reminding me of, like, was it jungle buffs that I think League has and Smite has. This is like our own take on it. So neutrals now drop unique items that cannot be sold but can be shared with allies. There are 5 tiers of items that drop over the course of the game. Within each tier, the odds get cut by half for each subsequent drop, so you can't like spam same item. Not too surprising. Items of a specific type will only drop once for each team. Drops only begin after 5 minutes. So basically, if you're a 4, just rotate twice and then become a jungler. Ease. Backpack slots increase from 3 to 4. Wow. Ooh, there are certain heroes that are going to love that late game. I'll have to see Wraith King's changes. I wonder if like super late game Wraith King's going to be coming back with a refresher build. Ag's refresher is pretty ridiculous. For those wondering why, basically what you do is, and you can do this because nothing stops you dragging backpack when you're stunned and everything, right? Is you would get your Ag's proc, and that gives you 8 seconds to react, which means you drag your refresher orb out, and then 6 seconds later, it's ready to use, you refresh, and then once again, you reincarnate. I ruined quite a few people's games with this build, as in enemies, because it was quite effective. Yeah, here you go. You know what this is, guys? I think Underlords is going to shut down in like a month's time, and it's just going to integrate itself into Dota. When I see stuff with the tier system, I'm like, this is Underlords. We are turning into Underlords. Aye, aye, aye. One sec, guys. Just responding to someone. It's dude, all I can think is Outlanders is turning us into Underlords 100%. So what's this? There are odds for the first drop of each tier. Okay. And they'll change for some items. Are these? Oh god, these are the items. Alright, we're going to prep ourselves for this. It's pretty ridiculous. Okay. So let's go. Hey, look, a mini Outlanders, guys. I mean, keep in mind, part of the balance of these is obviously going to be the fact that you have to, like, use one of your slots, right? But, hold on a sec. Alright, Jelly's nice. Sharing is caring. Aw. Poor man's share! Woo! Woo! It's back! Iron Talon as well, dude. We are back! Jungling is in full freaking throttle! Mini Slaughter Splash! Woohoo! Dude, these are tier 1s. These are all freaking tier 1s. What the? Alright, keep going. Mango Tree, consumable that. You plant a mango tree that drops mangoes every 60 seconds. There's the reason Ice Frog shared the mango song, ladies and gentlemen. We've solved the mystery. Oh, I'm gonna put my fan on. It's getting hot in here. There's too much partying. I can't. I assume that you can eat these with tangos or cut them with quelling blades, but otherwise there is going to be unlimited mangoes everywhere. Expect tactical placements of mango trees behind tier 1 towers, especially for offlaners, so they can spam their abilities. Arcane Ring. Alright, look at this, dude. This is the Aquila for the int heroes. Nice. Activate to restore 75 mana to all allies. What? 40-second cooldown. It's a mini arcane boost, dude. And all you have to do is kill a creep, an RNG flipper. It's kind of interesting, depending on how you feel about RNG, because in some ways it's like, more RNG in a competitive game. What the hell? At the same time, like, it's an RNG element that with some of these, you just look at it like, okay, so what this is kind of doing is it's putting you in this weird scenario where you have to adapt every few minutes based on some of these tier items you're getting, right? So like, if you get arcane rings early, you're like, damn, we're just gonna spam, boys. Just keep spamming. If you get mango tree super early, you're like, damn, just gonna plant this behind. Pog. Iron Talon drops, you're like, all right, boys, I'm gonna be in the jungle earlier than expected. 2 or 3 creep waves earlier. You take the lane. Broomhandle, dude, Ursa. Ursa's like, yes! I'm an Ursa picker. I am like, yes! Not to mention I have my own courier now, so I can bring out an Orb of Venom. So this is like, yes! Oh, I can't wait to get to the Ursa buffs. Alright, Ironwood Tree recipe can be used to combine with 3 iron branches to create an Ironwood Tree. Provides +7 all stats. And the ability to plant a special tree. What is a special tree, Ice Frog? Why are you teasing us? What does this special tree do? Is it one-time use? It has a cooldown of 4 seconds. I'm assuming it's one-time use. But the fact it provides 7... Wow. Dude, it's better than a Bracer. Actually, I don't know. Bracer gives match resistance, right? So it's +6. It's +7 all stats. This is better than a Bracer. I'm sorry, it is. Bracers are dead. Long live the Ironwood trees. Freaking get them in there. All right, Trusty Shovel, +150 health. Activate to dig with a 1-second channel. Can find a bounty rune, a flask, a 2-charge TP scroll bundle, or an enemy combo. Oh, you know what that is right there? That's Ice Frog feeling bad about taking away your digging from your compendium. It has been returned to you, ladies and gentlemen, and even gives you 150 health. And then Faded Brooch. Okay, 20 movement speed. I'd take, dude, early on, boots, windlace, and a Faded Brooch. I'm going to be running at people. Ursa support may be on. I may be going back to playing Ursa support, guys. It's been a while. Alright, Grove Bow, 100 attack range, which you can obviously add in with Dragon Lance, so basically Enchantress is broken. Feel like I should be sharing this. I'm just gonna tell him. 1 sec. Where's Liz? I need to message him this. Oh, sec. Like, I see that alone, I just think Ench. I'm just like, the attack range, dude. That extra attack range is like... Why? Lizard is just gonna be like... He's gonna find a Growbow, he's like... Enchantress is back! Oh, no. No. I just can't. It's so busted. 1 sec, guys. Wait, where's my tweet? Oh, there it is. Alright. So this one's lifesteal, spell life. Dude, getting spell lifesteal early, really early. Like, what the hell? And night vision, interesting. Ring of Aquila is returned as a tier 2 item in the jungle. Why come up with new items, guys, when you can just revive everything you killed? Yes. Repair kit. Consume the what? Wow. Fuck everything I said about them slowing down the game. A repair kit. has 3 charges, used on a building, will restore 40% of its HP over 30 seconds, gives it 10 armor and multi-shot in that duration. Alright, games are going longer, guys. Pick your tinkers, pick your techies, pick your snipers. The games are never ending because they're just going to be sitting there waiting, sniggering, and then whenever you've done your damage and they've killed you off, doink, repair kit. Suckers. Okay, interesting one here though. Pupil's Gift. Instead of like your primary, it affects both your secondaries. You get plus 14 attributes. That's going to be pretty interesting on certain heroes that don't necessarily rely on the core stat as much. So a perfect example would be Ogre Magi. Of course, we know what this hero is. He is known for being mistaken rather by people as a strength hero, but he's an end hero. But this hero has a ridiculous amount of armor, and guess what? He has a decent amount of strength and really good strength gain. So that hero running around with plus 14 in both of those is going to be pretty spook. Ogre was the first one that came to my mind straight away that's going to love this crap. Undying is another one. Undying is actually probably the... Like, I think Ogre and Undying are probably the biggest benefactors of Pupil's Gift. And obviously, like, this is the other thing. When Pupil's Gift gets discovered by your carry, he's like, I don't want this. Like, I'm an Agi. I want to farm quicker. Like, maybe they like strength, but then they go, okay, I've got an Undying on my team. I'm going to give my Undying plus 14 in those stats because we know this hero is intensive and always runs out and also has no armor. Well, it's a win-win for an Undying. Speaking of Undying, Helm of the Undying. Provides 6 armor. Equipped hero survives an extra 5 seconds. This is a tier 2 item. 5 extra seconds after you're dead. That's not a big deal, Pigeon. What can you do in 5 seconds? Imagine you're a gyrocopter and you have 5 seconds after death. That's another rocket barrage. That's a homing missile. And that's going to be a cooldown, yeah. Imagine you're a tinker an extra 5 seconds after you're dead. I mean, it's awkward to use up a spot, right? But like in the early mid-game transition, you're like, well, that is going to be a rearm and a laser to your face before I'm fucking dead. Sayonara. Enchantress? 5 extra seconds before dying? There's so many heroes that are going to love this crap. Also, Wraith King. Just think about Wraith King for a second, why that's strong, guys. Remember what I was saying about like the Ags and the Refresher? But like another thing to consider here, right, is you're 5 seconds off getting your Reincarnate, and then you have an extra 5 seconds to survive, which means enough time passes that you then get your Reincarnate pop. Wraith King might be coming back. Imp Claw causes your next attack to deal 1.6 times damage. Alright, sorry. I'm just imagining a critting Phantom Assassin at level 12 on this one, guys. Just hold that for me. And then, also, just imagine even better one for you. What about an Earthshaker? Because I'm going to play Earthshaker, and if I find an Imp Claw and I've maxed out Enchant Tome, I'm just going to laugh. I'm going to laugh to myself. I get 18 damage from this, and then on top of that, it's a 1.6 times multiplier. I am just going to one-hit crit you. Guaranteed. No longer do we have to worry about building the Daedalus and hoping that the crit goes off. We have an item that's going to give me my mini crit. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Supports are going to die. Oh, what? 75 GPS. I mean, I would like, honestly, think about the amount of supports that don't care about that attack damage. And they would happily take a GPM talent on an item. Alright, 5 armor and 5 HP regen. Your attacks now add an afterburn that deals 12 damage per second. So yeah, Dragon Scale, Dragon Knight, right? Actually, you would 100% give this to Dragon Knight. And just watch him be even more dangerous with his level 6. Essence Ring, 6 in, 2.5 mana regen. Activate to increase your max HP. So it's basically like... It heals you as well. Okay. I was going to say, it's a bit like a pipe, really. It's giving you a barrier, essentially. That's pretty strong on a 25-second cooldown, although it is pretty mana-intensive. But in conjunction with the mini Arcane Boots, and Arcane Boots is really easily sustainable. Never sure. Sure. Minus 4 armor. So situationally very useful, I think. Like, for what you're getting out of that. Just imagine a hero like Pugna, who can decrepify himself to dodge out the loss of armor, really. It's pretty good. And Tome of... What? Alright, so basically, guys, I was thinking Void was not going to be a hero anymore. But maybe he's not once I get down to the nerfs to Void. But times like this suggest to me that Mr. Chrono Man is still going to be feeling pretty good. Just imagine this for a second. You can afford to have this slot free at like 20 minutes, right? And you're like, we're about to fight. Hum num num num. All right, guys, I know the law is with Aghanims for 3 minutes. Chrono. Don't worry, guys. I can get 2 more of these in before they go up to the normal cooldown time. And by the way, if we do squeeze it out, even if I only do 2 chronos, keep in mind it's going to be a 60-second cooldown. So After Effect is looking pretty good for us right now. Tome of Aghanim, pretty spooky. Certain heroes, especially those that get a cooldown reduction, getting this early on is going to be busted. Because if I just double check, where is it? 10% chance between the 15 and 25 minute mark. That's pretty scary. That is actually... Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say that one could end up being pretty busted, to be honest with you. Even a Rubik, I think like the 20 minute mark, 3 minutes of Aghanims is pretty freaking good for a 4 Rubik. Alright. Tier 3 items. Craggy coat, 30 armor. Okay, so yeah, you're beefy boys. Things like Underlord could probably get away with that. Greater Fairy Fire. Plus 30 damage. I will never consume that, sir. I know. Actually, I'll consume it once because it has 2 charges. And then I will hold on to my dear life and my beautiful 30 damage. What? 13% cooldown reduction. I mean, no, actually, in fairness, this might be a little bit more balanced because, yeah, it's going to kick in at the 25 to 35 minute mark. But on a support, actually, especially some that have cooldown reductions, I would feel pretty good about this. The way you're going to stack that up, I feel pretty good. Dude, you know what I'm thinking about right now, chat? I'm thinking about, like, hyper late game. I'm level 25 Wind Ranger who's playing 4 or 5. And I take my cooldown reduction talent, and I take this. And I just I was already going to perma-stun the crap out of you fuckers. But now, Shackle Shot, baby. I don't even have to be good past the first Shackle Shot. Once I've shackled you, you are not leaving. Good lord. Mana Break. All right, nice. Wait, what? Mana Burn this way is given to you. Okay, the only thing I can say about Mindbreaker is thank God it doesn't synergize or it doesn't work with that Mana Burn given to you with Mana Burn items already. Could you imagine like a Weaver with a Diffusal and his Mana Burn talent and Mindbreaker and him getting all that mana back? Thank God. Thank God that doesn't happen. At least from what this is saying, it doesn't. Because that would be a nightmare. Although there are heroes that are going to love this. Dude, a Troll. Nah, actually, Troll's not bad, to be honest. With the attack speed, like the ability to burn everyone's mana that fast could be pretty useful. Wind Ranger as well, actually. So Wind Ranger is a fairly mana-intensive hero, and because she can dodge physical damage, magic resistance is also nice. If you're refunding all that mana, like literally, I'm going to hold my horses because they might have changed the way her ultimate works. Like, honestly, a lot of people have been discussing that this hero should just not have that ultimate. But if her ultimate does work the same way, Mindbreaker is going to be freaking amazing for this hero. Because you just burn people's mana so fast and you refill yourself. Alright, so third eye, basically True Sight. Has 3 charges. After 3 deaths, it disappears. Okay, so this is like a low-risk gem. Gems are not going to be bought as often anymore. I guess this isn't too surprising. Because if you actually think about it, how often do you see gems picked up in pro games? After a certain point, like, it's realized that it's not really a risk anymore. Like, yes, you don't want to lose a gem. It's annoying. It's 900 gold. But it's like, it's not game losing to the same extent anymore. It's a nice advantage if you can kill the gem carry and get it for yourself. But it's not like we feel it is in pub games where it's like, yeah, man, Ricky can't do anything anymore. I mean, if you pick Ricky, that's one thing. But you get my point. It's not as big a deal anymore because the initial like vision control gives you the ability to make moves at higher levels at such a speed that even if they then get the D ward, their attention being dragged there means they're probably split up on different sides of the map, which you then punish. Okay. Spotlights don't stack with boots. But I'm already thinking of heroes that break their boots to make A for lanes or whatever, and will eventually get boosted travel, but in the meantime, 24% movement speed is really good. And the turn rate's nice. Can be activated to gain free pathing in 24... Wow, we Broodmother now. I mean, it's kind of fitting, right? We just basically found a dead Broodmother. We found like Martu after he got kicked out of Liquid. We just ripped his legs off and super glued them to ourselves, and now we are Broodmother. That's like, dude, there's so much here. The game is changing so much because of this. Recipe combines 2 braces, 2 Wraith Bands, or 2 Null Talismans to create a corresponding strength, agi, or in item. Grants 14 designated attribute. I mean, this is upgrade comparison to the branches, right? So you'll eventually move on to this. Eventually, in theory. Especially like the idea of the null talisman combo one. Just because 8% spell amp isn't bad on a support who can't like afford null talismans, right? But in fairness, you actually think about the math there, like half of a null, like half of a Kaya, right, is what you gotta compare that price to. And then Kaya, I think, is 16%, right? If we look, no, Dota. Dota. Pretty sure, yeah, it's actually it's 8%, so that's even better. So yeah, that's not too bad, but you don't get the mana cost reduction. It's not crazy good. Clumsy net, activate to ensnare yourself and the target enemy for 2 seconds. 900 cast rate. All right, guys, we got another good one. That's gonna be ridiculous. So for anyone wondering, the first thing I'm gonna do with that, if I get my hands on it, is I'm gonna be a Mirana netting you and then just arrowing you. Have fun. Enchanted Quiver, your next ranged attack has 400 range, does 100%. Whoa. Okay, I'm just gonna give that to a sniper straight away. So he's gonna use his passive, and then he's gonna use the Enchanted Quiver as well. Oh wait, no. So you want to do this will kick in naturally, then you activate your ability. You can do a decent amount of damage to a burst at that point. Paladin Sword. That's pretty good, actually. Damage, lifesteal, healing, regen, and lifesteal amp. So remember, lifesteal, and then additionally on top of that, you're amplifying that lifesteal. Lifesteal is going to have a field day. Like, actually, this stage in the game, maybe he's still got room for, like, that type of item. Just be sitting in there. He probably doesn't mind. I'm also thinking about some of these, like, anything that's aura-based. We had a few auras, right? I think so. I think there was one or two that were auras. Like, the other thing that you have to keep in mind that makes a lot of these pretty bonkers is that your courier can carry them. So I get a mango tree and I just give it to my courier. And my courier can go plant those mango trees. This is something that people need to think about. Like, this is where it gets whacked. This is where it gets like, just absolutely nuts. This is where people are really going to have to start learning to micro. Like, think about Trusty Shovel. I would love to find a bounty room in my courier. So I'm going to have the Trusty Shovel on him at all times, because every 70 seconds, I might find a bounty room for my team. Yeah. Couriers are huge now. Like, all these items that you can get out of the jungle ensure that couriers are going to be a huge integral part of gameplay. Dota's about to get super bonkers. Over Destruction, attacks apply debuff that reduces armor by 6. Alright, not bad. And then Titan Sliver, 22% bait. Damn. I'm just thinking like an Underlord who's jacked all that damage, because I think that actually, no, it doesn't include his base damage, so that wouldn't be crazy. But there are heroes that have like high base damage. Things like Chaos Knight that would love something like this. Especially stash resistance. Like, stash resistance is huge here, by the way. 22% is no small feat. So you get Satanic and you get that, and you're just good to go. That's actually pretty scary. That one might be a little bit too strong. I think maybe they just removed the match resistance or half the match resistance. This 22 numbers, like, across the board is a little bit too scary. What was I going to say? I would also... something I'm going to highlight here. I can't remember what it was. No, I think I was just going to highlight the... I was just going to try and hammer home the Courier thing again. Like... It's interesting to us, but I would like people to keep in mind the same thing we have to keep in mind when things like shrines, etc. got introduced. It's complicating the game further, and I know they said they're going to focus their efforts on the ease of access for new players, like, and the new player experience more in the coming months, but they're making their life 10 times harder. Like, I expected a decent amount with how long I've been waiting for a patch, but this is beyond my expectations. This is insane. Grants 28% max health, less mana. But if you have mana regen, and I'm pretty sure this is calculated, like mana, if your mana is low, it doesn't matter about your mana regen, right? So if you're a hero like Bristleback and you have enough mana regen to sustain, 28% max health is actually crazy good. Chaos Knight probably wouldn't mind this either. Chaos Knight would actually love this, 28% extra max HP. Centaur as well. If you got one or two, if you like 2 free items in, you probably got enough mana to sustain. And usually you don't care about double edge at that point. You're more just interested in the return gains, which is pretty nuts. And then also stomps. Timeless Relic, 35% debuff duration amplification. No! No. The reason I just know like that is because I just instantly thought of Rubik. Imagine, you know how we talked about how long stomps are with Rubik? There you go. Like Rubik anything. Timeless Relic is like, if you have a Rubik in your team and you do not give him Timeless Relic, you're misplaying the game. That item is going to be freaking bonkers. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of these tier 4s are going to be bonkers as we read on because, for good reason. Like, they don't start kicking in 35 to 45 minutes, right? But this is nuts. By the way, this is tier 4. We still have tier 5 to check out after we're done with tier 4. Let's try and speed this up. Because I'm turning into a Purge scenario. I mean, actually, we're like a third of the way through, and we've only been going an hour. So we're quicker than Purge. Let's see. Spell Prism plus 8 all stats can be activated. Cause this next single target non-ultimate ability or item to be... Alright, so basically, no one needs Grimstroke anymore. Your next single target spell will go on 2 targets, guys. And by the way, I'm not sure how that works with Ogre Magi, but I've got a fucking dreadful feeling that you're going to multicast them. Even if this, like, just think of other heroes that have really good single target stuns. Or just think of, like, things like Rubik once they get, like, Rubik with these 2 items is fucking bonkers. Because you can either lift 2 people, which is good, or you Fade Bolt. And Fade Bolt is quite high damage. And then if you actually steal a spell with Rubik and you amplify that up further, like, just do the maths on some of these abilities you can steal. Imagine that you take Laser from Tinker. Actually, no. It's pure. What's a better example? Like, what is a perfect example? Because it can't be an ultimate. I mean, if you do, actually, oh god, just imagine things like Lion Stuns, like Earth Spikes going out in 2 directions are pretty nuts. Double Mana Burn. There's some really funky, scary applications that I'm ready to have a heart attack about. Alright. Prince's Knife. Attack projectile speed. Huh. Could Lich and could Bane finally be a right click? Your next attack hexes the enemy hero into a frog. 12-second cooldown. 12. Dude, Shamans want this. Shamans 100% want this. They got slow projectiles, 1.5-second control on top of their hex and their shackles. You can just, like, I think you might be able to. I'm going to double check that, but I think you might be able to cycle even without the shackles talent. So let's see. You're going to open up a right click, right? So then you need to buy yourself 10.5 seconds, which, there you go. I did on 7. And then if you shackle 5. So they get 2 seconds where they're free. But if you take the shackle talent, they're never free. Because then after the 7.5, your talent tree could get you down, but that's super late. I think that's... Actually, no, that's here. I mean, we can look at this another way, actually. So, like, you get to level 15. I mean, you're going to be level 15 by this point. This is a tier 4 item. You're actually probably going to be level 20. You're going to have access to the full abilities. But you could Hex. Then you could right-click Hex them. Shackles. Then you could Hex them again. And then you could right-click Hex them. And I believe those numbers are supported. Wait, no. They'd be free just in time. But, like I said, by the time you have this item, you should be level 20. So if you want, you could take the Shackles duration. You could perma-stun someone. Obviously, Shackles is a channel, so it's not as easy as I'm making out. But there are combos here that really benefit from the projectile speed increase in conjunction with turning a hero into a frog. Flicker, activate dispel debuffs and blink in a random direction. I mean, it's random directions, right? But it's a 600 range blink on a 5-second cooldown. You don't know where you're going, but against AoEs, etc., you're just going to hit it. And it's 25 mana. That's pretty spooky. It doesn't get disabled either. Alright, you know how anti-mages make you feel in your games when you can't catch them? Now any hero can do it with Flicker. Have fun. I should also point out cooldown reduction heroes, remember? So just think about, perfect example I'd say is a Shadow Fiend. It's a little bit risky, but when you get late game, he actually probably doesn't mind doing this. It is obviously you investing in a slot in your build, but at the same time, every 5 seconds, you can move yourself. Like, think about heroes trying to get on top of you. Drow as well might even be willing to take this because she has a ridiculous cooldown talent. Drow actually may be one of the best ones because not only are you dispelling yourself, right? You're blinking away and you need to keep that distance because you don't want people on top of you. So, there are certain heroes, ones specifically with cooldown reduction talents, that are going to love this. Also, heroes that just have kind of freedom of movement, wind ranges, heroes that don't care too much about misplacement in this like fight, such as Bristleback, might also like this item because of the ability to gap close potentially. There's gonna be a lot of crazy applications. The RNG factor may make it a little bit oof. It's gonna be interesting to see how this one plays out though. Telescope lowers scan cooldown by 50% and increases attack and cast range of nearby ally. Wow. Okay, so you're a 5. You just walk around with that. Everyone loves you. 125 cast range? Crazy. 125 attack range? Crazy. Does that affect melee heroes? Is what I want to know. Because if it does, Monkey King's loving you. Like any melee hero is loving you. What are these? Dude, the game. I'm a caster, dude. Have mercy on a caster. How am I meant to cast this? This is such a mess. Oh my god. This is a mess. Whatever, I'm looking forward to it. Alright, Ninja Gear. 20 agility, 25 movement speed. Activate to cast Smoker to see on yourself. Basically, you get what PA gets for free. Just have to wait 45 minutes. Illusion Escape, increase illusion damage. Oh my, what? Can be active to create an illusion yourself that deals 50%. Terrorblade is holding this item 100%. Like, Terrorblade is going to have this item. He might not actively have it on him because eventually he'll just be 6 large, right? But he'll have this sitting in his backpack. And he'll switch it in to create the 50% illusion for 20 seconds and then run his army in with the metamorphosis. TB's coming back, guys. He probably got buffs this patch as well. Havoc Hammer, 60 damage, 18 strength, increased BAT by 0. Alchemist. Alchemist straight away. Can be activated to knock enemies within a 300 AoE back by a distance of 250, slowing their movement speed by Alchemist. Dude, Havoc Hammer has got Alchemist name written all over it. Like, fuck it. You know what? That's even better because you're getting a decent item to fill one of your slots and then you can just buy ags for people. Alex is going to go crazy with this item. Magic Lamp, passive, plus 400 health, hard dispel and heals you for 300 when you drop below. Okay, so it's Aeon Disc type effect. And actually it's a hard dispel, so it can be very clutch safe. I think Magic Lamp could be pretty potent. It's going to be a poor man's Aeon Disc. Because optimally you want an Aeon Disc instead, but it's going to be interesting to watch. Especially with 75-second cooldown. The Leveler, like, actually, by the way, I'd highlight this. I don't know if that works the same way as Aeon Disc, and that once you reach 15%, it stops you from going below, or if it's an Abaddon type effect, where it's a bit like his ultimate. Like, yeah, it could trigger at 400 health, but if you get burst from 450 to 0, it's not gonna. That's something I need to test. The Leveler, however, your attacks cleave or splash for 50%. By the way, that 400-250 area radius, that's the difference for melee and ranged. Pretty fucking strong. Minotaur Horn. Activate to gain magic immunity. Alright. So, let me do some maths. Lifesteal or late game, BKB, Minotaur Horn, and Rage. Let's pull up Lifestealer. Because I don't want to get these numbers wrong. Because these numbers are going to be fucking hilarious. And BKB is 45, or was it 50 seconds now? I think it got slightly changed a while back. Oh, it's higher, right? I'm pretty sure it's higher. Yeah, 70. Why am I saying 45? I'm a fucking idiot. I think it's because, like, my experience with this was the Arcane Rune example we had in the in the group stage that was just broken. It had 24 seconds of magic immunity. So, like, if you find an Arcane Rune, you're going to almost have access to Rage indefinitely anyway, right? So you get past the Rage duration, and then you just BKB. Then you just use Minotaur Horn. Then you use Rage again. Actually, no, sorry. You should do it the other way around. So you use Rage, Minotaur Horn, BKB, Rage, and I think Minotaur Horn is like 2 or 3 seconds off. Coming off cooldown. Whether it's going to be super good, I'm not sure. Because it's a 1.75 second cooldown. It's 40 seconds, which is pretty low. But the difficulty you will have is that you are using up a slot for it. Anyway, on to the tier 5s. This is where everything has to get broken. Because you know what? The game's been going for 70 plus minutes. And it has to freaking end here. Force boots. Fucking no. Dude, this shit exists in like Open Angel Arena, a bunch of custom games already. It was just a matter of time. It's a 4-star in a boot. A 4-star in a... And on top of that, it's 50% movement speed and unlocks max movement speed. And the 4-star element... Wait, what? Yeah, there it is. Activate to self-dispel 800 4-star distance on a 6-second cooldown. Dude, I don't give a shit about early Dota anymore. I want every pro game to go 70 minutes plus so I can get this shit. This shit right here. 500 cast range. Dude, you're never going to find that Zeus, bro. You're never going to find that Tinker. You're never, ever going to fucking find anyone. 500 cast range and the day-night vision. Allow me, the Bane, to be the bane of your existence. Enfeeble. Fiend's Grip. Where the fuck is that Bane? Dude, he's somewhere in that direction. Just run about, I don't know, fucking 1500 cast range and we'll find him. We'll find him. Oh, it doesn't matter. We found him, but the Fiend's Grip ended. Then he just nightmared us and ran away. Round of applause. On the Mirror Shield. 75% chance to block and reflect targets. No. This is shit, guys. It should be reflect target spells and items. I want to see Tinker fucking Dagon himself to death. Come on. 75% chance. You know, if you add that to a Void and he has his level 25 talent, that's 100% chance to never take damage. I mean, what? That's not how those numbers work, but who cares? 75%. Think about heroes that you usually just try and stun up and nuke down straight away, and now you have that risk associated. So if you're like a magical lineup, if you're aligned on your spells, you're a little bit fucked against Mirror Shield, because now you're sitting there going, we don't have any right clicker. This guy has 3k HP and we can't use spells on him at the risk of killing ourselves. Imagine Alina trying for a combo and Lagunaring herself to death. That is what this game is about to turn into plus 70 minutes. I am fucking excited. Give me 2-hour games of Dota. Fallen Sky. Blink Dagger Media. Okay. Activate to disappear and turn into a meteor. Or quickly falling on the target area, applying a meteor hammer stun and damage, cast range 1600, cooldown 15 seconds. Dude, I like every time. There's just so much shit in this patch that I'm reading. I'm like, dude, this has to be like, he has to be trolling us. This can't be real content. And then I realized this is real. I mean, it's a 70 minutes plus game, but this is a thing. It just sounds like some memey shit out of a custom game. You literally turn into a giant meteor and fall to the freaking ground. Oh my god, I just... You know what this is, dude? You know what I'm thinking of right now? This is Nahaz. This item right here, like if people had a spirit animal, this item would be Nahaz. Fallen Sky. He has found a way. Like, Nahaz has transcended lecturing and paneling and has somehow inspired Ice Frog to turn him into an item. Meet the Nahaz Hammer. That's actually a good name. I should copyright that. Holy shit. Fusion Rune. Consumable that can be activated to gain every power. No. A hasted DD Arcane Rune Juggernaut appears. He presses R. You disappear. Good luck. Oh my god. Apex. 80% increase to primary attribute. Oh my god. The Pudges. The Pudges and the Everblades. Think about Pudge and how much damage he does with an E-Blade in the late game. Think about Pudge that gets his hands on Apex, then E-Blades you. Oh, wait. Did you just have a heart attack? You should have. All right, let's get on with it and reading more. I don't even know why I'm reading these, right? Because we've reached a point where we know they're all fucking broken anyway. So what did it even matter? I'm just... Alright, so Ballista, 400 attack range. Snipers are ho-ho-ha in the back right now, boys. Attack knocks enemy 50 distance back. We knew it was coming. They added that talent. They gave the knockback, and this is why, chat. Because when we get fucking hyper late game, I want a sniper that I can never even reach. And we have achieved it. Woodland Striders. It's going to let you walk through trees, right? Tree walking. There we go. Dude, why are you taking fucking Treant's unique shit away? Come on. The trees, wait. Oh, no, sorry. Lee's trees. Okay, dude. Alright, so you're probably wondering why right now. Imagine you run into Duke trees and then you just activate your Woodland Striders. Your Tinchy Striders ensure that no one can find you and no one can kill you. This is glorious. I want more. More broken Dota. This is going to be fucking hilarious. Dude, imagine this scenario is actually... Oh, no. Oh, no. I just want... Like, you can stack creep waves. Remember the good old Chen creep blocks? And it's, by the way, these trees last 60 seconds and you have a cooldown 20 seconds. So you absolutely can do this. But it's like they should have wave clear by then. If they don't have wave clear 70 minutes in the game, they deserve every part of pain they get. But you can just block creep waves. Like, you can just block creep waves completely. You can just cut them off. You just run across the trees like, fuckers! Alright, how many we got stacked up there, boys? Alright, that's the 10th creep wave I've stacked. Unleash the horde! And everyone just dies. Nah, I'm kidding. Everyone on your team dies when you get echo slammed. Just like in those clips. Alright, yep, of course it's come the Trident. Sanj, Yasha, and Kai together. 33 Agi, 33... Oh my god, 33 everything. 33 everything, that's what you need to know. That is a good item, I want it. That's tasty, dude. Like, where's the cooldown reduction, though? I want some cooldown reduction in there. Book of the Dead. Activate to summon 6 level 3 Necronom. Dude, ISO really doesn't like games lasting more than 70 minutes. Holy fucking shit. They lost 90 seconds on a 75-second cooldown. Summons 6 level 3 Necronomicon units, and I wouldn't be surprised if a normal Necronomicon also works. What the fuck? Get me out. Pirate Hat. Grant 250 attack speed. When you kill an enemy hero, a bounty rune spawns between you and the target. Yar. By the way, bounty hunter. Ex Machina, 25 armor, activate to refresh all item cooldowns, except Refresh Orb. Alright, you become a mini Tinker. Why not? Seems reasonable. It's not reasonable. 100 attack damage and 12 armor. Yeah, baby. Desolated 2's arrived. It's everything we ever wanted. Phoenix Ash, 30 plus to all stats. Lethal damage is prevented. Heals you full. Alright, that's pretty strong, guys. That's a round of applause. Phoenix Ash is, everyone gets Wraith King now. Everyone is Undying Wraith King. Why, though? You don't even need to pick an Oracle anymore, guys. You just tell your Troll Warlord to hold one of these. Jeez. Stout is removed from the game. RIP. Oh, but Melee is now a passive 8 damage. Dude, this is so good. Like, one of the biggest frustrations of playing Melee early on is the realization that you have no choice but to take a Stout. Like, not always, but like 90% of the games, you're like, I just need a Stout. I have to. Not just support. Like supports, they have a bit more flex, but as an offlaner, as a perfect example, or any core, you're like, fuck. So this is interesting. And it stacks with other sources of damage block, which means things like Tide Hunter just got a buff. Vanguard now requires a 200 gold recipe. Sure, seems reasonable. Because you just remove Stout Shield. That's why, for anyone who's like, this is a fucking outrage, it isn't a great item, it's because it's the same price, like Stout Shield got removed. Bone Blade is now cheaper, but the damage has been reduced. And range, I don't know why, like, actually, I don't know if they needed to reduce the range damage. Like, it wasn't that good anyway. Like, I don't feel like Quillen Blade was ever being built on ranged heroes for anything other than dewarding. So, I don't think this was needed, but better safe than sorry. Oh no, they've upped my OOV cost. I mean, it makes sense, right? They removed Stout, and also I have Control of Corey now, so this makes sense. Cost reductions, cost increases. So basically, they're keeping the item the same cost overall, but they're making Circlet cheaper and the other components more expensive. This is them trying to be fair across the board, but this is 100% targeted Gauntlets. Gauntlets is just so powerful, so powerful. All right, what else we got here? Fairy Fires, cost has been increased to 125. Wow. I guess they just got a bit frustrated with midders. This might change mid build slightly because there's a decent difference between the increase in gold cost there and like the decrease here. The interesting part is, do you still get Fairy Fires when you random? Because if you do, Fairy Fires just got so much better. And I'm going to random a lot more in games. In preparation for the upcoming Mango season, they can now be stacked up to 3 times in one slot. Yes, Mangoes! Fucking Mango Gaming, guys. No longer do I have to sacrifice my inventory for max mangoage. Actually, I'm going to build even more mangoes than I used to. What's that? How many can you get maximum? So mangoes are, was it 70 or 80 gold? I always forget. I'm gonna like you know I'm a Dota player. When I search mango, just expecting it to be mango by default. Yeah, it's 70 gold. So just for reference, by the way, I'm gonna have 8 mangoes, and usually like my old Sven build, I didn't have enough room for all those mangoes to be active. You hear? But now I'm gonna fucking stack them, and then I'm gonna still have room, and I don't even have to expend the mangoes just to make room for items. I fucking have mangoes for days. Fuck yeah! All right, ring of protection, cost reduced. Fuck yeah! Sage Mask. Why is Bassi has to have been nerfed? Now requires Sage Mask, Iron Branch, and 150 gold recipe. Provides free all stats and 1.25. Look at that, guys. Rest in peace. Fucking Pepe hands. The time has come to put it to rest. No +8 damage. Ring of Bassi meta is fucking shot in the head and thrown in the ditch. Goodbye. Don't come back. Ring of regen down. Recipe increase. What? Fuck you. I like my 4 stars. Recipe increase on Soul Ring is not too surprising. Soul Ring is actually like low-key really, really good. It's just like the heroes that get played, especially in the offlane right now, don't really build it that much. That's the big reason. Alright. You know what I think I'll do? I think I'll get through items, and then I'm sorry, but I will go eat, and then I'll come back and complete the heroes. Because I need to eat. But I will finish items first. So Buckler now requires a ring of protection. Okay, so no longer has an active castable. Interesting. I mean, Bucklers were just being built casually by supports, so I'm not surprised by that. Now requires ring of regeneration. Ooh. Okay. Not too much change there. Bit weaker. Lami's offering. So yeah, old one. You got lifesteal. Of course, attack damage was a percentage increase. Please tell me they didn't get rid of that. Oh, they did. Vlad sucks now. I mean, it's actually like range here. So supports. Basically, what's happening here is supports are now going to be on Vlad's. It's not the cause anymore. The damage aura was insanely good. And also the armor's now a bit weaker. This is 100% now a support item. In my opinion, it's not going to be a core item. Vlad's will definitely be built by supports. All right, Helmet Dominator has been reworked. Oh, wow. Aura bonuses are now 50% stronger. Wow. That's pretty nuts, actually. That's really nuts. There are certain auras that are going to be like kind of out of control with that. So the one that I'm thinking of off the top of my head is this. You're going to get 24% movement speed buff to every player on your team in a 1200 range radius. That's pretty fucking strong. That is, dude. I'm going to probably start building Helmadoms and just using the Kobold to allow my team to like 5. Like if I have a Luna in my team and I'm like a 4 or a 3, I'm going to build a Helmet Dominator. I'm going to get the Kobold. I'm going to say, guys, we're just 5-man now. And you're just going to run the map down so fucking stupidly fast. It's going to be broken. 100% going to be broken. And then, of course, there's this one. So, for those that don't know how to do basic maths, that's a 60% damage bonus aura. Helmet Dominator is back in a big way. There is some changes. 20% base damage. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god, that's... Oh my fucking... Alright, forget what I said. I don't know that math because I didn't read this part. That's an 80% damage, but it's base damage, so it's slightly different. But there is a lot of fucking application here. Helmet Dominator is going to be back in a big way. By the way, other food for thought chat, you can put this on your courier. Your courier can carry it. Your courier can activate it. So this item is 100% going to be like fucking priority item for offlaners at least. You're going to build this, and when you eventually slot out, you're just going to put it on your courier instead, and that can manage it. In fact, it's even better that way, because then the courier, like, yeah, you're going to lose the damage aura because it's not going to be with you necessarily, because you might leave the courier in the jungle somewhere, but the courier is going to be scouting out for these creeps. Instead of you desperately just frantically looking around for a good creep, your courier can do it, and you can still be doing shit on the lane or wherever else. That's insane. And then the new drums have been buffed for some heroes, nerfed for others. This makes it better as an item for things like offlaners. Less beneficial for some heroes that really like that mana regen. Like, I think If you did want to build them on a Shadow Fiend, you really like the mana regen a lot more than the attack speed. Sounds weird, but seriously. Because at that point in the game, you're still pretty heavily reliant on magical damage. Physical starts to come online, but it's not to the same degree. Also, Gyro. Gyro's another hero. This could actually hurt Gyro a little bit, especially the cost increase. Because the thing you have to think about is, like, attack speed you think is nice on Gyro, but then you realize the point in the game where you get drums or endurance, you're actually reliant on magical damage a lot more than physical damage. So it definitely hurts him. Alright, Mechanism. Now use Chainmail instead of Buckler. Okay, so not too much difference there. A little bit of reduction in health. Helm of Ironwall instead of Buckler. Interesting. No longer grants the active bonus armor the old Buckler active provided. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Guardian Greaves now provides 6 armor, no base armor aura. Still has the threshold though, and recipe cost has been reduced. Okay. Total cost is 625. Yeah, because the other elements. Alright, that's cool. Guardian Greaves did always feel super expensive. Super good if you get your hands on it. But like as a 4, there was always this awkward period where you're just trying to finish it off. You're like fucking tugging yourself along trying to get your hands on it. It felt like it took too long. That's interesting. Now uses Buckler. What? Abyssal now provides... What? Okay, you have a Blink Strike. Fucking melee heroes are getting buffs all over the place. Holy shit. Bash now deals damage through spell immunity. Wow. Oh yeah, because the changes with spell immunity change. Dude, fucking melee heroes are laughing up this patch. I didn't feel like melee heroes are necessarily weak as it is, but they feel so much better now. Commands from Kaya and Soul Booster. Oh, dude. Things like Storm Spirit are going to have a burner now. This is so good for them. Provides the base bonus from both, plus 200% mana regen. Wow. And the MP regen is down a bit. You do lose the HP regen, but you get Spell Amp now as well. I mean, like, Storm is the biggest example of someone who's going to love this. I don't know. I don't think this makes this a good item for Timber. This makes it a worse item for Timber, I think. Because it makes you even more reliant on just your passive for HP regen alone. Whereas, like, Old Bloodstone was really great for HP and MP regen. Alright, so Senge now provides 24% self HP regen and Lifesteal Amp instead of 8 damage. Interesting. And the stat resistance has been increased. So this is them kind of offsetting those items we saw earlier that have good stat resistance to try and keep Senge relevant. And now provides 30% HP regen and Lifesteal Amp. Yeah, okay. So Senge and Yash might still have a place in some builds. I think in a lot of cases you just wait for those jungle items that give you stat resistance and they're just better. Yeah, they've gone out of their way to actually... So they must have changed the base element. Like, oh, yeah, Senge, yeah. So they're just changing it all out from damage to just be like Lifesteal Amp and HP regen. So they're really targeting this idea of like self-sustain heroes through HP regen and heals. So that's interesting. Gonna be curious to see Spirit Vessel soon. We'll get to that. Kara and Senge, yeah. Alright, so Holy Locket. No longer provides regeneration amplification. Heal amplification increased from 25 to 35%. They're really trying to sell us to Dazzles. Dazzles aren't buying, though. Health increase from 200 to 250. Now requires a magic wand instead of cloak. I don't think Holy Locket is still a buildable item. Like, the heal amp is nice. Maybe you build it on Dazzle, but if you're core Dazzle, there are other things you're thinking of building. And if you are a support Dazzle, it's probably too lucrative of an item for you to get at the right point. Gloves are cheaper now, though. Interesting. Attack speed has been increased. Wow. Recipe cost increased by 100 Phantomitis. So they didn't want to increase its overall cost more, but they want to like try and slowly shift you away from certain things. Interesting enough, they increased the armlet cost, though. So it's more like... I think this is the low-key attempt to try and make treads good again. But there's going to have to be a... I think there's going to have to be a phase boost nerf, maybe, in this. I mean, it might be that with having your own Courier, it's enough in itself that Treads is now better again. Alright, so Ring of Bassi now using the Helm instead of the Helm of Ironwill for the Veil, which means you're going to lose the armor, right? Nah, actually keep it. Recipe cost has been increased. Now amplifies incoming spell damage with 20% instead of reducing magic resistance. Huh. Yeah, I was about to say, that's the thing. That's the big deal. Like, it now affects pure damage, so your ODs are going to love you. That's an interesting change. And Urn now requires Sage Mask instead of Infused Raindrops. Basically, you can... Yeah, so you get Bassi and then you can build across. I don't mind that because I feel like while we lost the 8 damage, I did like Bassi for the regen as a 4, like things like Mirana or Shaker, or maybe less Shaker, but heroes that really, really need that mana. Charge count increased. Now provides health regen. Duration reduced on Mask of Madness. That might be for the better. I feel like usually part of the problem with Mask of Madness was you were locked in for too long. So it's going to be interesting to see if a few heroes can now justify building that. Now you can get the dust in single charges, which is interesting. Duration increased from 6 to 8 minutes on sentries, and the stock replenish cooldown increased. Okay. So I think they're trying to slow down the sentry spam a little bit, but they're trying to like give more value to areas that you have sentries on, right? So it's trying to create a bigger like vacuum of sentry investment into certain locations to de-ward each other instead of having this wide blanket spread that was occurring in all the games constantly. And smokes have been reduced on stock. But they do actually replenish quicker. So this is all about like when you fail for a smoke, you should actually be punished in some way. Having 3 meant you were less punished because you could just go for another one, right? It also stops super long smoke rotations. And Blade Mail no longer pierces spell immunity. Thank you, that had to happen. Bash now deals damage. Yeah, we already saw that. No longer bounces on the primary target if it is spell immune. Interesting. So if you attack a BKB target, you can't then proc off them onto the people who aren't magic immune. And Javelin no longer pierces spell immunity. Kind of had to happen. It was a little bit busted. Now deals damage through spell immunity as a result. Yep, okay. Monkey King Bar should do that. Damage increase. Damage increase. That's a decent damage increase on the Battle Fury. Less on the Shadow Blade. Silver Edge. That's not enough to make Silver Edge like super core. Like a good... Like, don't get me wrong. There are games where you can build it and will build it. But overall, they're going to feel finicky and far between. Echo Saber getting a slight increase. Echo Saber's issue is it needs to build on something. I still think the way to go is to have Silver Edge and Echo Saber combine. So Echo Saber building in with Shadow Blade to create Silver Edge with a recipe cost on top, of course. Is that too good? 1 item slot? Old patch, I would have said yes. With all these changes we're seeing here, all the jungle items, etc., I think it's totally reasonable to have Silver Edge combine from Shadow Blade and Echo Saber. Lincoln's cooldown reduced from 13 to 12. Yeah, there wasn't too many Lincoln's buildings going on, so understandable. And Yule, Cyclone maintains a 24 collision blocker at the base. Huh. So basically, what this is doing is stopping you from running straight underneath. And also, this is a slight hit at Shadow Fiend, because you now can't be directly beneath someone who you've used. That's what that is doing there. It's creating a small little area where the target is used, so you basically have to walk around them. You can do circles around where they were used up. Then we're able to disassemble, no surprise, on these, and can now be used on couriers / units. Oh, you know, you gotta keep your pet alive, so that makes sense. Right, hero changes. Guys, I'm gonna go eat. I will be back in about an hour and a half, and then we will run through hero changes, and we will fucking smash out some Dota. So, hop back on in a little bit for that.